All right, we're going to bring all the cars onto the Speedway here. And because each and every class here on Frostoberfest weekend, this is a big deal for all these drivers. So we're going to do the lineups right here on the front straightaway. Mike Schmidt from London Recreational and Nicole Givens did a lot here to put on this fantastic show here for the Pure Stocks. They're going to come and shake each driver's hand as we get to send them away for 50 laps here. Just sorting out here, I believe one of the drivers went home, so we're just trying to figure out who is getting the final bubble spot here. Nicole, you're not in your fire suit.
I am the bubble car after the 14 that is up here. I have my shoes on and everything is ready to go at the car, so if I get the call, I'll be running back.
There you go. So if you see Nicole absolutely going for a sprint, you know what's going on. Yep. Okay, it's time to meet the starting lineup for the 50-lap Pure Stock race. Starting in the 30th position out of Mount Bridges, Ontario, in the Brander Steel. Number 52 car, it's Randy Martin. Starting in the 29th spot out of Baxter, Ontario, in the J.R. Hollage East King Trucking. Number 81 machine, it's Chris Allard. Starting in the 29th position in car number 14S, it's Glenn Schmidt. Starting in the 28th position out of Cambridge, Ontario, in the Mark Etzel Stable SORT sponsored machine, it's the 84 of Mike Etzel. Starting in the 27th position out of Hanover, Ontario, in the Quick 6 Car Rentals Jack Mack sponsored machine, it's the 18 of Nathan Detweiler. Starting in the 26th position out of Ancaster, Ontario, in the Pub Fiction Ancaster Graphic Design, number 73 machine, it's Rick Mitchell. Starting in the 25th position out of Caledonia, Ontario, in the Double Trouble Racing, number 12 machine, it's Chance Rogers. Starting 24th out of Fergus, Ontario, in the Cam's Tire Arctic Clear, number 24 C machine, it's Brady Cox. Starting in the 23rd position out of Vineland Station, Ontario, in the Rieger family Tim Hortons Cry-Stellar Quality Sealer, number 51 machine, it's Reese Bourgeois. Starting 22nd out of Mount Hope, Ontario, in the APC Auto Parts Center's Robson Scrap Metals number 07 machine, it's Carson Nagy. Starting in the 21st spot out of London, Ontario, in the Todd's Auto number 73X machine, it's Jordan Morris. Starting in the 20th spot out of Dundas, Ontario, in the A&A Discount Auto Parts No Frills Waterdown number 10 machine, it's Courtney Scott. Starting in the 19th spot out of Fergus, Ontario, in the Mark Etzel SORT number 71 machine, it's Keith Parsons. Starting in the 18th spot out of Woodstock, Ontario, in the Ace Auto Parts Triple B Racing number 34X, it's Dan Story. Starting in the 17th spot out of Ancaster, Ontario, in the Pub Fiction Ancaster number 73 C machine, it's Chase Mitchell. Starting in the 16th spot out of Grand Valley, Ontario, in the Hammer Caldecott number 16S, it's his birthday today, Alex Stewart. Starting in the 15th spot out of Hamilton, Ontario, in the BTX Vista Security number 42 machine, it's Leo Labarbera. Starting in the 14th spot out of London, Ontario, in the Triple B Racing number 55 machine, it's Craig Cole. Starting in the 13th spot out of Innisfil, Ontario, in the Race for Trades BT Racing number 4 machine, is Colton Everingham. Starting in the 12th spot out of Waterford, Ontario, in the BT Racing Wilds Printing number 58 BT, it's Wade Thorne. Starting in the 11th spot at a Kitchener, Ontario in the Ivans Auto Surface. Houghton Rust Control, number 1 machine. It's James Houghton. Starting in the 10th position out of London, Ontario in the Foundation Brothers Waterproofing and Structural Repair, number 85 car, it's Tyler Wheel. Starting in the 9th position out of Port Colborne, Ontario in the Doc John's Auto, Niagara Raw Dog Food, 22F, it's Jordan Willms. Starting in the 8th position out of Flamboro, Ontario in the Royal Vet Grooming, number 32 machine, it's Gillian Hils. Starting in the 7th position out of Fergus, Ontario in the BT Racing 2-Speed Motorsports, number 50 BT, it's Phil Gibbons. Starting in the 5th spot out of Waterdown, Ontario in the Pug number 40 machine, it's Mark Allen. Starting in the 4th position out of London, Ontario in the Great Lakes Contracting BT Racing number 50 machine, it's Joe Lawrence. Starting in the 3rd position out of Milton, Ontario in the Eagle Rad, yeah baby, number 90 machine, it's Gary Slama. Now time to meet your front row from Six Nations, Ontario in the Cool Kids Ice and Water Level Up 2018 machine, it's the Hack Cameron Thompson. Starting on the pole from Caledonia, Ontario in the Zanata Post Hole Digging Mega Lift Truck number 17 machine, it's Spencer Riddell. Race fans, 30 cars set to rock and roll for 50 laps here for the Pure Stocks presented by London Recreational here on Frostoberfest weekend. I'm going to get Nicole in here to help give me the famous words in motorsports. Come say it.
Oh, I wanted to do the flag. They all have their cars on already.
Fire it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines!
We are ready to go 50 laps for the Pure Stocks here at Flamboro Speedway for the Frostoberfest weekend, presented by London Recreational, Crysdale Enterprises, and Quick Wick Fire Starters. Jerry, I think we're set for an absolute doozy for 50 laps here in this one.
That I have no doubt about. This is going to get a little bit wild. I'm going to guess it's going to take us 15 laps just to sort it out. But I'm only guessing.
We are in for a fantastic 50-lap show here coming up. Pure Stocks always put on one heck of a show here at Flamboro Speedway, and tonight is going to be no different. 30 cars set for 50 laps. We're time to go Pure Stock racing.
Are you picking a favorite, Kevin?
Oh boy, there is too many to pick from, but you know what? I'm going to go... I'm going to go with the driver. Can I pick 2 cars? Is that possible?
Sure, I'm generous.
All right, well, I'm going to go with the 2 cars that split the season championship here and took home the title, the 50 BT of Phil Gibbons and the 58 of Wade Thorne. Why don't I take 2?
Might as well. Me? I don't know. I got an old favorite here, a guy that I've watched race here at Flamboro for a long time. The number 90, Gary Slama. I think he's starting up in the front there. He might be as dangerous as Blair Wickett was in that very first Pro late model race.
One thing for sure, this is going to be an absolute doozy of a race. 50 laps for 30 cars. There's a lot of racing room out here, but it gets gobbled up in a hurry. These leaders are going to be in lap traffic here really quick, so this is going to be a fantastic race. I'm ready to rock and roll. 30 laps. 30 cars, 50 laps for the Pure Stocks coming up next.
You know, sometimes when we talk to the drivers before a race and it's 50 laps long, they'll talk about patience. They'll talk about taking their time to work their way to the front. I don't think you're going to see any of that in this race tonight.
No, I think these drivers are going to be set up and ready to go here right off the hop. So this is going to be a good race. Buckle up because we're going to have lots of fun here with this one. Pure Stock's always put on a heck of a show. We had almost 50 cars here in the pit area. So these 30 drivers, some of the best in the province here in Ontario, ready to duke it out at Flamboro Speedway.
Can they keep the doors on?
Sorry, Jerry. I'm trying to do some math up here, and this is it's a lot harder than I anticipated while I'm trying to talk and crunch numbers all at the same time.
You crunch numbers, I'll do the talking.
I like that sounds. Give me I need to take all my shoes and socks off here for this one.
Oh boy, that's going to clear the tower.
It already has. Don't worry. They're gone. I'm by myself up here now.
All right, we're going to get set here. The field forming up nicely. And I believe it looks like they're going to start doubling up. So if they do that, that means we are getting ready to go racing. This division was meant to be a starter division, a place to get started in racing, a place to learn and get going. We have a few drivers who've been running this division for multiple years. They know how to get the job done. That's a lot of what you're seeing out on this racetrack tonight. So it's going to be a good one. As Kevin alluded to, we've got some of the best. We had 50 cars in the pits today. We've got 30 on the track now. We sent 20 home. That usually means the best of the best are what's left.
I'm doing math.
So the lights of the pace truck are out as the Bennett GM Chevrolet pace truck heads back to the safety of the infield, leaving the 17 of Spencer Riddell and the 28 T, I believe it's Cameron Thompson up front as we come around. Green flag greets them and we go racing. They're going to get 4 wide into turn number 1 right away. We told you it was going to get wild in a hurry. It is. Down the back straightaway, Spencer Riddell in the number 17 gets out in front. Gary Slemma, the number 90, works his way up. He's in a door-to-door battle with the number 28 of Cameron Thompson. And Thompson sideways in turn 2. That sends Slemma to the infield. There goes my pick for the race. Spencer Riddell out in front now, stretching away. He's got about a 6-car length lead over the number 28 of Cameron Thompson. Behind Thompson, the 50 machine of Phil Gibbons. And then the number 22 of Jordan Willms. And the Pure Stock still going 3 wide into turn number 1. And they are making it work as they go around trying to figure it out how they're going to catch the 17 of Spencer Riddell. Riddell out in front. He is running away out in front. Cameron Thompson in that 28 trying to chase him down. The number 50 of Phil Gibbons. Or make that, sorry, that's the 50 of Joe Lawrence. My apologies. Joe Lawrence in that 50 car. Up into 3rd spot now. Behind him, the 22 of Jordan Willms. And the number 1 machine of James Houghton. Those are the front 5, and they pull away now as they start to put a little bit of distance on the number 40 of Mark Allen. Joe Lawrence now making a move for second as they go down the back straightaway. He gets underneath the number 28 of Cameron Thompson And now he is into second spot. He's got his sights set on the 17 of Spencer Riddell. Riddell out in front, but Joe Lawrence just a car length behind him. Cameron Thompson a car length back of Joe Lawrence. And that is not a car length to the number 22 of Jordan Willms. We've got a little trouble coming out of turn 4, the number 18.
Caution is out there, Jerry. Sorry, I just finished up using my calculator and put my socks back on, and I see that 18 of Nathan Detweiler around right on the exit of turn number 4, right in front of the whole field, 30 some odd cars coming through the area. So I bet you he might need to change his shorts potentially after this one.
17.
So timing and scoring is going to sort out the running order here. 8 laps into this one.
55.
So we'll try to give you a rundown here of what we're looking at here at the moment. I believe out front right now the 17 of Spencer Riddell, then the 50 of Joe Lawrence, then in third will be the 28T of Cameron Thompson, fourth the 22F of Jordan Willms, in fifth the 1 of James Houghton, in sixth will be the 40 of Mark Allen, seventh 58 of Wade Thorne, eighth will be the 50 of Phil Givens, ninth the 85 of Tyler Wheel, 10th, the 32 of Gillian Hils. 11th will be the 42 of Leo LaBarbera. 12th, the 73C of Chase Mitchell. 13th, the 55 of Craig Cole. 14th, the 34X of Dan Story. 15th, the 4 of Colton Everingham. 16th will be the 16S of Alex Stewart. 17th, the 07 of Carson Nagy. Nagy's coming through the field pretty good here so far. 18th will be the 71 of Keith Parsons. 19th, 24C of Brady Cox. And I believe 20th will be the 10 of Courtney Scott. 21st, the 12 of Chance Rogers. 22nd, the 51 of Reese Bourgeois. 23rd, the 73 of Rick Mitchell. 24th, the 84 of Mike Etzel. 25th, the 52 of Randy Martin. 26th, the 81 of Chris Allard. 27th will be the 14S of Glenn Schmidt. 90 of Gary Sloman. I think there's a couple other cars here just in the pit area coming through as well. So we'll get things sorted out here. Once again, ready to go here. 8 laps in the books of this 50-lap event for the Pure Stocks. Definitely a fantastic show here put on by you, for you, the fans, as the Pure Stocks are always a super entertaining race, and so far so good here as we've got 8 laps in the books of this 50-lap main event. We're going to double them up and get them ready to go here once again. 17 of Spencer Riddell and the 50 of Joe Lawrence are going to lead the field back to green. Looks like the 73X of Jordan Morris and the 18 of Nathan Detweiler will rejoin the field right at the tail end of the longest line. White flag in the air. We are ready to go here once again. 42 laps still to come. Pure Stock racing action here on Flamboro Speedway. Frostoberfest weekend presented by London Recreational Racing. Huge shout out to Nicole Given, Rich Schwarzenberg, Mike Schmidt, London Recreational Racing, Quick, everybody for putting on a fantastic show here. And the Pure Stock drivers came out in droves, and they're ready to put on a show for you, the fans, as we're back underway. Spencer Riddell leads the field back to green. Spencer got gobbled up on that restart. He's going to go from first all the way back to about 7th now. The 50 of Joe Lawrence is going to shoot off and take the race lead. Cameron Thompson is going to settle in second. Side-by-side third battle for third and fourth. That's the one of James Houghton, the 22F of Jordan Willms. Drivers duking it out here early on in this one. 9 laps in the book so far. Side-by-side battle for that fourth position. Wade Thorne, after starting towards the tail end of the top 10, he's worked his way up to fourth position now, making a move on the 22F of Jordan Willms. Drivers slicing and dicing here. The 40 of Mark Allen dips a tire into the grass area. That's going to open up the inside and outside. It's going to be 3 wide in turns 3 and 4. Gillian Hils, Phil Gibbons battle. Gibbons sideways as they flash off of turn 4, back underneath the stripe. 11 laps into this one. Joe Lawrence still leads.
Joe Lawrence in the number 50 car, once he got it out in front, he has been tough to catch as he stretches away from Cameron Thompson, who's a little bit busy. He's got the one of James Houghton riding with him. Houghton now getting to the low side as they come out of turn 2 down the back straightaway with the 58 of Wade Thorne also in that scrap.
A little bit of contact that time through 3 and 4. Wade Thorne using a little bit of that front bumper on that one car of James Houghton. Still side by side. Cautions on the speedway. The 40 of Mark Allen up in the turn 1 and 2 wall. Top 10 here going. Joe Lawrence out front in the 52nd, the 28T of Cameron Thompson. Third, the 1 of James Houghton. Fourth, the 58 of Wade Thorne. Fifth, the 22F of Jordan Willms. Sixth, the 17 of Spencer Riddell. Seventh will be the 85 of Tyler Wheel. Eighth, the 50 of Phil Gibbons. Ninth, the 32 of Gillian Hils. And 10th will be the 42 of Leo LaBarbera. So 13 laps in the books on this one. Lights are off on the Bennett GM Chevrolet Pace Truck. The 50 of Joe Lawrence, 28 of Cameron Thompson, the 1 of James Houghton, 58 of Wade Thorne, ready to rock and roll and rumble at the front of the field. Green flag is in the air. We're back underway. 28T of Cameron Thompson with a big restart off the top side. He jumps around that 50 of Joe Lawrence, and now Lawrence is going to be sucked up with the 58 of Wade Thorne and the 1 of James Houghton. 3 wide, almost behind them, Spencer Riddell on the top side, Tyler Wheel on the bottom, Jordan Willms in that mix as well. Drivers duking it out side by side all the way throughout the field as they flash through turns 1 and 2.
Joe Lawrence in the number 50 has his sights set on that 28T of Cameron Thompson. He wants that lead back, and he's going to work on it as he is within a half a car length exiting turn number 4.
Leaders starting to single file themselves out. 15 laps in the books of this one. Cameron Thompson out front in second, that 50 of Joe Lawrence. James Houghton in that one car in third. Fourth, that 58 of BT of Wade Thorne. And right now that fifth spot belongs to the 85 of Tyler Wheel. Spencer Riddell, though, knocking on the door of that top 5 as he tries to climb back up through the field. Jordan Willms runs in that the 7th spot. Most of the leaders here single file. The first side-by-side battle, that's going to be the 16 of Alex Stewart, the birthday boy here today, on the inside of the 07 of Carson Nagy. That's going to be the battle for the 14th and 15th position. Then the Brady Cox in the 24C just behind them, battling with the 51 of Reese Bourgeois. Those are some side-by-side battles going on a little bit deeper in the field. At the front of the field, though, James Houghton poking to the inside on the 50 of Joe Lawrence. Lawrence is going to shut the door on that move. Lawrence finished in the top 5, finished, I believe, in second position in the standings of the APC United Late Model Series Tour. So if anybody knows the way behind the wheel of a race car, it's that 50 car of Joe Lawrence, But at the front of the field, Cameron Thompson, no stranger to victory lane at Flamboro Speedway, and so far he is continuing to lead the way here on lap number 19 of this one. Thompson still out front in second. Joe Lawrence, James Houghton, Wade Thorne throw a blanket over the top 4 as they flash off into turns 3 and 4 once again.
The battle is definitely up front in that fight for the lead. Joe Lawrence in that 50 car wants it back. I think Lawrence was looking for a caution off the restart. He didn't think it was fair that he got jumped, but I think he just didn't get on it fast enough. But Thompson's now out in front and showing no signs of giving it up. Lawrence still within a half a car length. He's good in the corner, but he just can't catch him. Houghton in that number 1 machine right behind him, and the 58 of Wade Thorne rounding out that top 4. They are on fire.
Those top 4 cars have really started to drive away from the rest of the field. Cameron Thompson still out front. Joe Lawrence sits in that second spot. Lawrence trying to fend off some of the challenges from that one of James Houghton, but now Lawrence is going to go on attack mode. Down the back straightaway, he's going to poke a nose to the inside of that 28T car, but Thompson shuts the door. Lawrence still trying to see if he can find a way around, but Cameron Thompson holding steady at the front of the field. Now the one of James Houghton pokes the nose to the outside on the 50 of Lawrence.
Thompson doing some great defensive driving, holding off Joe Lawrence as Lawrence lined him up, tried to get underneath him, just couldn't make it work. And Houghton in that number 1 car looked like he was going to try to push the 50 past the 28. That didn't happen. As they come out of turn 2 down the back straightaway, quickly closing in on lap traffic.
Right in front of the field, the 81 of Chris Allard goes around right in front of the leaders. That's going to stack them up, allow the one of James Houghton to get to the inside on Lawrence. Now Lawrence is going to lose that 3rd spot as well as Wade Thorne takes that spot away. 81 of Allard right in front of the leaders. Cameron Thompson did a good job getting around. Big move now for 3rd. Wade Thorne throws that 58 car to the inside on the one of James Houghton, but Houghton holds tough on the outside. There is action all over the speedway. At one point at the deeper in the field, it was 4 wide at one point. Keep your eyes glued because there is action around this full 3rd mile of Flamboro Speedway.
And we are past the halfway now. We have 24 laps left to go, just 24 to go. And Thompson in that 28T running hard up front with the one of Houghton behind him. Wade Thorne up to 3rd, Joe Lawrence in 4th. And nobody giving an inch as once again they start closing in on lap traffic, and that's going to make a difference.
Lap traffic, something they haven't had to contend with here too much already in this one, but now deep into the field they continue to go. Cameron Thompson trying to slice and dice his way through this lap traffic, but keep in mind, all these lap cars or lead lap cars at the moment, they're running hard for positions as well because this position will pay deep throughout the field as there is a challenge for that 2nd spot. Wade Thorne got underneath that one of James Houghton. Now Thorne up into the 2nd spot. So Thompson now will have a new challenger behind him. We'll see if he can fend off that 58 car as Thompson's going to try to work around that 52 of Randy Martin. And then the 73C of Chase Mitchell. Lap cars playing a factor here. 30 laps down on this one, 20 to go. Cameron Thompson still leads.
And a little bump and run is what Wade Thorne used to get around the number 1 of Houghton. He just moved him up the racetrack a little bit. That's all he needed to get by. And Houghton now falling back a little. Joe Lawrence in the 50 still running right behind him. And now Thorne up to the back bumper of the 28 of Thompson as they come out of turn 2 down the back straightaway.
We're going to, while the action's going on here, maybe we'll try to sneak in a full field rundown to see where your favorite driver's running. Out front, the 28T of Cameron Thompson. 2nd, the 58 of Wade Thorne. 3rd, the one of James Houghton. 4th will be the 50 of Joe Lawrence. 5th, the 85 of Tyler Wheel. In 6th, the 17 of Spencer Riddell. 7th, the 22F of Jordan Willms. There's 3 wide action all over the speedway. 8th, the 55 of Craig Cole. 9th, the 32 of Gillian Hils. 10th will be the 34X of Dan Story. 11th, the 42 of Leo LaBarbera. 12th, the 07 of Carson Nagy. 13th, the 10 of Courtney Scott. 14th, the 24C of Brady Cox. One around in the middle of turn 1 and 2. 84 of Mike Etzel right in front of the leaders. Caution flag will fly. Continue here as they get things sorted out here. In 16th, the 16S of Alex Stewart. 17th, the 12 of Chance Rogers. 18th, the 4 of Colton Everingham. 19th, the 71 of Keith Parsons. 20th was the 84 of Mike Etzel. 21st, the 73 of Rick Mitchell. 22nd, the 73X of Jordan Morris. 23rd, the 73C of Chase Mitchell. 24th, the 52 of Randy Martin. 25th, the 18 of Nathan Detweiler. 26th, the 14S of Glenn Schmidt. 27th, the 81 of Chris Allard. 28th, the 50 of Phil Gibbons. 29th, the 90 of Gary Slamma. And in 30th, the 40 of Mark Allen. And we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. 33 laps in this one, so 17 laps to go if my math is correct. Lots of racing still to be done here in this one. The 28T of Cameron Thompson out front. Second will be that 58 of Wade Thorne. Third will be the 1 of James Houghton. Fourth, the 50 of Joe Lawrence. Fifth will be the 17 of Spencer Riddell. Sixth will be the 22F of Jordan Willms. Seventh will be the 85 of Tyler Wheel. Eighth will be the 55 of Craig Cole. Ninth, the 32 of Gillian Hils. And in 10th, that 34X of Dan Story. 11th will be the 42 of Leo LaBarbera. 12th, the 07 of Carson Nagy. 13th, the 10 of Courtney Scott. 14th, the 24C of Brady Cox. 15th, the 51 of Reese Bourgeois. 16th, the 16 of Alex Stewart. 17th will be the 12 of Chance Rogers. 18th, the 4 of Colton Everingham. 18th will be the 71 of Keith Parsons. 19th, that 73X of Jordan Morris. 20th, that 73C of Chase Mitchells. 21st, the 52 of Randy Martin. 22nd, the 18 of Nathan Detweiler. 23rd, 14S of Glenn Schmidt. And rounding out the field, the 90 of Gary Slama. We are going to get ready to go here once again. Going to get this big field of pure stocks doubled up. See if we can get to the end of this one. 33 laps in the books. So the lights are off on our Bennett GM Chevrolet Pace truck. White flag has been displayed. We are going to go green this time around. Cameron Thompson in the 28T jumps out. Green flag back in the air. We're back underway. Thompson gets a good shot down into turns 1 and 2. He's going to let the 58 of Wade Thorne clear as well. They're going to be side by side for that third spot. James Houghton in the 50 of Joe Lawrence. Jordan Willms in that mix as well. Spencer Riddell and Craig Cole throw a blanket over the top 7 cars.
And down the front straightaway into turn number 1 they go. Cameron Thompson facing a threat. Now here comes Wade Thorne. He's got the 58 down under. And Thorne will pull back in line to do a little defense on the number 1 of James Houghton.
Cameron Thompson keeping that momentum up. He's running about the middle groove. Wade Thorne can get to the bumper, but he can't quite clear him as Thompson has a good move down the back straightaway. But this time, Thorne a little bit closer to the inside. Thompson going to try to squeeze him down to the bottom. Side by side for the race lead. Wade Thorne on the bottom. Cameron Thompson up top. Thompson holds on. Now Thorne slips up just a little bit. That's going to let James Houghton slide to the outside on Thorne. Side by side for that second spot as Cameron Thompson tries to scoot away at the front of the field.
And in amongst all of that, Joe Lawrence sat back and watched, thinking maybe they'll just take each other out or drive away. Didn't happen, so he put the foot to the floor. He passed the 58 of Thorne, the 1 of Houghton. He is up into second spot and coming after Cameron Thompson.
Thompson used some of that maneuvers behind him, and he stretches that lead to about 3 car lengths now. Over that 50 of Joe Lawrence, Thompson at the front of the field. Wade Thorne in third. James Houghton in fourth. Jordan Willms in fifth. Sixth, 55 of Craig Cole. Seventh, the 32 of Gillian Hils. Eighth, the 17 of Spencer Riddell. Ninth, the 42 of Leo LaBarbera. And 10th, the 85 of Tyler Wheel. Oh, big crash! Back straightaway, one up on the roof. 18 of Nathan Detweiler around and on the lid. Right in the middle of the back straightaway. Red flag on the speedway. Nathan Detweiler up on the roof of that 18 automobile. Bass safety team on site. Bass safety team, Flamboro staff on site. Tending to the driver of the 18 car, Nathan Detweiler. Jerry, I don't know about you. Did you see what happened there at all? I just looked up and just saw absolute carnage coming off of turn number 2.
I didn't see it. Again, I was watching the leaders, and by the time I turned around, it was behind me. It was all over. But I did see Nathan Detweiler moving a little bit in the race car. It was upside down, of course, but I did see him before the safety crew got there. So he was moving in the car. But I see their officials are in there about to extricate him. The worst thing about being upside down is you can't undo your belts. Because if you do, you land flat on your head.
Where? Right in front of you. The 24C. The pink is in the tires. Oh, he may have almost thrown up there. But he's out of his car.
Yeah, 10-4. Fast, if you've got one of your medics that can go take a look at the 10 car, please, just at the halfway down the straightaway there. If you got one available body, please.
So there's a full team of Bass safety teams on site tending to all the drivers here, involved cars. Looks like I can see the 24C there of Brady Cox out of that automobile, checking underneath the hood. So we'll get an update here as soon as we can on the driver of the 18 of Nathan Detweiler. Looks like the team is pushing the 4 car of Colton Everingham to the infield.
Joe. Orange shirt, walk by. Sorry, it's JoJo.
So we'll get an update here as soon as we can on all the drivers involved. So as soon as we can get an update here, our Abrams Towing Bass safety team all on site here tending to the drivers involved in that one. Scary crash there coming off of turn number 2. 18 of Nathan Detweiler up on the roof of that 18 automobile. Like I said, we were kind of looking towards the front of the field, and all of a sudden I looked up and there was cars going up on the other side of the wall, facing the wrong way, 4 tires starting to shine up. So our team is on site tending to all the drivers. We'll get everything sorted out here, and as soon as we have an update, we will let you know. I'm just going to put on music. Is that okay? Yeah. No point talking.
but I'll bet you he's sore tomorrow.
Yeah, I just saw him climb out of the car there. It's a fantastic sign for the driver of the 18, Nathan Detweiler. I know Bass Safety was tending to the 10 of Courtney Scott there as well. She will be okay as well. Scary incident. You never like to see cars. They say shiny side always stays up, and when it goes down, it's never a good sight. So glad to see the 18 of Nathan Detweiler climbing from that race car. Like you said, Jerry, those belts kept him nice and tight in there, so they were able to flip him back over and tend to him, and looks like everything hopefully should be okay with everybody involved there in that crash. Scary one, but looks like we're going to be hopefully okay here to carry on. So while we're getting the lineup sorted out here, couple involved cars. So the 18 of Nathan Detweiler, the 24C of Brady Cox, the 4 of Colton Everingham, and I believe that was the 71 of Keith Parsons as well. I heard that car may be, radiator may have gone in that machine, so tough break for those drivers. Glad everybody is okay. The Bass Safety team on site, just going to tend to everybody else here, but it looks like everybody should be okay, and we'll be able to carry on here with this one. But scary wreck, we're going to get the timing and scoring sorted out here. Try to give you an updated lineup here as we go. The 28T of Cameron Thompson will be out front. In second, the 50 of Joe Lawrence. Third will be the 58 of Wade Thorne. Fourth will be the 1 of James Houghton. In fifth will be the 22F of Jordan Willms.
Oh shit, over where? The 84E's over there. I'm not even involved. In the 84.
Mike, take a look at
In sixth will be the 55 of Craig Cole. Seventh will be the 32 of Gillian Hils.
84 and 90 will be back in it.
Okay, so 80.
In eighth will be the 17 of Spencer Riddell. Ninth will be the 42 of Leo Labarbera. 10th will be the 85 of Tyler Wheel. 11th will be the 34X of Dan Story. 12th, the 51 of Reese Bourgeois. 13th will be the 12 of Chance Rogers. 14th will be the 07 of Carson Nagy. 15th will be the 16S of Alex Stewart. 17th will be the 10 of Courtney Scott. 18th will be the 73 of Rick Mitchell. 19th will be the 73C of Chase Mitchell. I can't remember what number I just said, but 20th will be the 73X of Jordan Morris. 21st to 52 of Randy Martin. 14S of Glenn Schmidt will be in 23rd, and I believe the 84 of Mike Etzel will be joining the field here as well, and potentially the 81 of Chris Allard. So we'll get the timing and scoring sorted out here. We'll get the sweepers out there. I know I see a couple Ontario Pro Challenge drivers dusting off the brooms down there. So John's out on the street sweeper. So we're just going to get this mess cleaned up here, and we'll be ready to be back racing here. 30 laps in the book, so 12 laps to go in this one for the Pure Stocks here on Frostoberfest weekend at Flamboro Speedway, presented by London Recreational Racing, Grisdale Enterprises, Quick Wick Fire Starters, and everybody else here at the Speedway. We can't thank you enough. Actually, while we got a moment, we're going to go through our sponsors here at Flamboro just to give them a quick shout out here as well, because without them, none of this would be possible. Bennett GM Chevrolet, Grisdale Racing Products, McClurkland Properties of Cambridge, Klotz Auto Repair, Touchwood Cabinets, Waterloo Regional Kart Club, Hot Rods, Chassis and Components, Grindstone Landscapes, London Recreational Racing, Caldecott Millwright Services, Spira Fire Protection, Miska Trailers, Brian's Auction Services, Pepsi, Quick Wick Fire Starters, APC, Walker Machinery, Zanata Post Toll, Norris Racing, Gaylor Equipment, Norheat, T. Weber Co., Expressway Trucks, Abrams Towing, Retro Rockers Band, Peter Anderson from Peter Anderson Photos, Derek Smith from Race Pulse, Zoom Picks, Ingrid Hartman from Pedal Power 51. You can check out all the action from this weekend. They should have some YouTube videos up. Hey, maybe tomorrow, you never know. I'm going to put Ingrid to the test there, but they've been filming up there all weekend long up in that Turn 1 Grandstand Suite, so you can check out their videos on YouTube. You can check them out at Pedal Power 51 or the Flamboro Speedway website. Ashley McCubbin from Short Track Musings, Bast Safety, and of course all of our Flamboro Speedway staff. Without you, none of this would be possible. So we're going to get this cleaned up and ready to go here once again. All right, I think we're ready to make a couple more left turns. Lights are off on the Bennett GM Chevrolet Pace truck. We're ready to go here once again for the Pure Stocks. 38 laps in the books. It's time when it's going to get interesting. Cameron Thompson, Joe Lawrence are going to lead the field back to green. Wade Thorne.
Have you ever seen a 25-car heat race?
I have not, but I think we're about to.
We're about to.
Green flag in the air. We're ready to go for the final heat race action for 12 laps in the Pure Stock 50-lap main event. Joe Lawrence with a fantastic restart this time. He wasn't letting Cameron Thompson get in this time, and he's going to take the lead down the back straightaway.
And Lawrence has got his foot buried in it as he goes into turn 3 and 4. He's got it out in front of Cameron Thompson by a car length. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Thompson's busy. He's got Wade Thorne in his rearview mirror.
Those front 3 cars starting to break away. Now Wade Thorne's going to look to the inside on that 20AT of Cameron Thompson. Thorne to the inside. That's the battle for second spot. The driver smiling as he looks behind him. The 50 of Joe Lawrence cleared by about 4 car lengths as they dive back into turns 1 and 2. 10 laps to go this time by.
And now Wade Thorne has got clear racetrack. He's going to try to chase down that 50 of Joe Lawrence. And he looks like he might just have the car to do it. He is on the move as James Houghton in that number 1 machine gets around the 28 of Cameron Thompson. And Thompson going a little bit backwards here after the restart. We see this on restarts a lot. Your car was good. You sat for a few minutes. Something went away.
Thompson, yes, slowly sliding back here just a little bit. Now he's going to fall into the clutches of that 22F of Jordan Willms. Willms now closes within a car length of that 28T. So Thompson, not a fan of those yellow and red flags that came out here as he's slowly starting to slip back. But those front 3 cars really starting to break away at the pack. But Thorne trying to see if he can close in on Joe Lawrence. He just ran one of the faster laps up the race. Those 2 drivers within a half second here. Thorne just a little bit quicker, so he might get there. But he's only got 7 laps to do it.
And he is going to give it everything he's got, but there is a battle going on in behind him as the Thompson trying to hold off the number 22 of Jordan Willms. Willms going to work, trying to get underneath them. And now as they go to turn 1, he's got the nose tucked right under that left rear quarter panel. And Willms down the back straightaway. He's got the edge as they go to turn number 3.
This time underneath the stripe, they're going to see the 5 to go sign, but that battle continues for that 4th spot. Jordan Willms looking to the inside, Cameron Thompson on the top. Willms is going to take that spot away, but now Greg Cole's going to try to fill that hole as well. Gillian Hils, Tyler Wheel, Spencer Riddell, all tucked up. There's a 6-car battle for about 1 spot here in the final 4 laps of this one. Joe Lawrence still at the front of the field. Wade Thorne, though, has closed that gap to within a half car length. They work around the 90 of Gary Slama. Thorne still looking to see if he can find a way around that 50 of Joe Lawrence as they flash off of turn 4.
And Lawrence is now making that 50 car as wide as he can make it, trying to hold back the 58 of Wade Thorne as they go around turn 1 and 2, down the back straightaway. And Lawrence managing so far just to keep about 1 car length. That's about all he's got is 1 car length, but he is holding on to it for all he's got.
2 laps to go this time by. Joe Lawrence still at the front of the field. Wade Thorne trying to see if he can close that gap. There is action still all over the speedway, but that one up at the front. Joe Lawrence, Wade Thorne. A car length separates the 2 of them. Down through 3 and 4 for the final, coming to the white flag. White flag in the air. 1 more trip around. Wade Thorne's got 2 more sets of corners to try and get the job done. Joe Lawrence holds that middle lane. Wade Thorne trying to power up off the bottom side. Down into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Lawrence holds that steady line. Thorne gonna try, but he can't get there. Feature win to the 50 of Joe Lawrence. Coming home in second will be that 58 of Wade Thorne. In third is going to be the 1 of James Houghton. Fourth, the 22F of Jordan Willms. And rounding out the top 5 to 32 of Gillian Hils. What a finish here in this one. The Pure Stocks never disappoint, and that was one heck of a 50-lap Pure Stock main event. Joe Lawrence and team, you got yourself an igloo here at Frostoberfest, presented by London Recreational, Quick Wick Fire Starters, and Grisdale Enterprises. They're going to bring that 52-speed Motorsport BT racing car to Quick Wick Victory Lane, and we're going to start the celebrations for that team and crew as they conquered Flamboro Speedway's Frostoberfest here tonight. We'll try to get to the rest of the full field here. The 55 of Craig Cole came home in 6th. 7th is the 17 of Spencer Riddell. 8th, the 85 of Tyler Wheel. 9th, the 28T of Cameron Thompson. 10th will be the 42 of Leo LaBarbera. 11th, the 51 of Reese Bourgeois. 12th, the 16S of Alex Stewart. 13th, the 07 of Carson Nagy. 14th, the 34 X of Dan Story. 15th, the 12 of Chance Rogers. 16th, the 73 of Rick Mitchell. 17th, the 84E of Mike Etzel. 18th, the 73C of Chase Mitchell. 19th, the 73X of Joe Morris. And down at Quick Wick Victory Lane, Joe Lawrence climbs from the car.
And Joe Lawrence celebrating by taking a couple of fist thumps to his car. How many of these have you built?
Honestly, I've only really helped Chris with a couple of them. He's the one that just builds them and rents them out and does pretty much everything you need on these things.
But apparently you know how to wheel one.
Yeah, thankfully, he just gives me the opportunity to drive. Pretty much everything I've driven this year is owned by Chris and Sarah, so really got to thank them for keeping me racing. Really, everyone here for coming out, supporting nights like this. Flamboro for putting on such a great event. Just happy to be involved with this kind of weekend.
Why would you leave the late model parked at home and come and drive this?
It's a whole lot cheaper, unfortunately. We got to the end of the year and we took a hit with our blown motor. So, I got to thank Tom again for just getting us to the end of the APC season. After that, we were just out of money. And, we would have loved to brought it. I think I ran the triple 50s maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and it's a blast, a lot of fun. I was really happy to see them bring that back.
All right, let's go back to this past race. I don't think you really wanted to see that last restart, but did it help you out?
Definitely. I got the lead on the outside, and pretty much under that red flag, I was thinking that's what I got to do to win this race. The two behind us, they were really fast, so if they got in front of me, it was really going to be tough to end up here. So we executed that. It went perfectly, and we just hit all our marks. And luckily, we didn't have give Wade an opportunity to get by us.
And you got yourself an igloo.
Finally, I've been trying for a while, so I'm happy now.
Joe Lawrence, your pure stock winner tonight. He's got the igloo trophy.
Big trophy. Joe Lawrence and team picking up that igloo. One of the coolest trophies here in Southern Ontario to come and claim here at Flamboro Speedway. So smiles all around for that team. They brought a lot of race cars here to the Speedway today. So always good to see one of their race cars pick up the win and go home with the igloo here today